I'm Maeve. Today's Friday. Welcome to Euro Pocket News, where we're talking about the state of our airports, the gay adoption debate, and the bus or car debate. So let's go. Bogged down with baggage, trying to find your passport and ticket, taking off your shoes and belts, emptying your pockets, being checked by security, looking for your boarding gate. That's a pretty average airport scene that we have to act every time that we fly. And trying to rehearse that when in a wheelchair must be hell. And considering that 10% of us in Europe are affected by reduced mobility, it's an important issue. When new rules were finally approved this week in Europe to ensure that this 10% get the same access to air travel as other passengers. From next summer, the disabled or elderly will be granted free assistance in all European airports, as well as onboard planes in the EU. A service that should really be there already. But anyway, airports and airlines will both have to pull up their socks and provide relevant infrastructure for disabled passengers and carriages for wheelchairs and guide dogs. Passengers will be encouraged to complain if not looked after, so that airlines not cooperating will be punished. What's your opinion on gay adoption? We all know that the Catholic Church continue putting their foot down on the topic, but most of us seem pretty relaxed on the idea. Yesterday, some stats were released revealing that 45% of Spanish citizens were pro and 42% were contra. And 6 in 10 had no problem whatsoever with same-sex marriages, above all young people. And the most tolerant were those practicing no religion whatsoever and students, according to the foundation BBVA. If we look at the US, at some facts from About.com, gay and lesbian parents are raising 4% of all adopted kids. Banning gay adoption means that kids in gay couple households have no legal status whatsoever. So in Europe, only kids in Sweden, Denmark, Iceland and the Netherlands have these rights, as they are the only European countries that give gay couples adoption rights.
I gotta tell you something. Well, I'm straight.
Children raised by homosexuals do not necessarily become homosexuals.
The Happy Planet Index, the ultra-good-doing environmentally friendly organisation, is not very happy. They're currently analysing the results of the latest Eurobarometer survey on European attitudes to EU transport policy. Seemingly 51% of us are chained to our cars, as in only 21% use public transport, 15% go on foot, and only 2% on their motorbike. But the dilemma is, if I drive to work, I'm there in 20 minutes, but the bus takes at least an hour. And that's where the conscience starts eating me. And not just me, but 78% of us. 8 in 10 of us are conscious that our constant driving is really bad for the environment, and 29% would ditch the car for public transport if it was improved. So the solution, improve the public transport please, and take cities like Helsinki, Hamburg, Munich, Vienna and Rennes as examples.
Europa, in diretta dal Parlamento Europeo. Scoop, toutes les infos de l'Europe en direct du Parlement européen.
That was Listen to the Scoop, the European radio programme recently created by young people at the recent Youth Media Days in Brussels. Fancy creating your own? Your very own European radio station online? Would be amazing, you're thinking, but where on earth would you get the cash for all the equipment? Well, strange but true, the European Commission decided this week to set aside certain subsidies for those willing to produce a radio network of informative radio programmes on EU affairs. You only have till the 3rd of September to apply, so it's time to get cracking now for your game, because believe me, the application form is a nightmare. And finally, let's talk about movies. But this time it's your turn to talk. I want your thoughts. When you watch a movie, what do you look for? A good script? A good laugh? Some eye candy? Maybe famous actors? Some passion? Horror? Or history? Instead of me recommending you a movie, I want you to recommend me one that I can watch this weekend. And if you're applying for the Nisa Massa competition, let me know how you're getting on. Well, that's all for today, Friday, and in fact this whole week. So have a great weekend and I'll see you back on Monday with lots more.